Assalamu alaikum guys, my name is Mahir and I welcome you all to my channel. So today we are going to study about the portion of sound in O-level physics. So there are certain things that you need to know about sound. First of all, you need to know that it is a type of longitudinal wave. Now the keyword here is longitudinal. Basically, there are two types of waves. The first one is transverse wave, in which the oscillation of particle is perpendicular to the direction of wave motion. Longitudinal wave is exactly opposite to that of transverse wave. In it, the oscillation of particles is parallel to the direction of wave motion. Sound possesses all the general properties that any other type of wave possesses, which means it travels in a straight line. Whenever it passes through a medium, it transfers the energy that it is carrying along to the particles of the medium. Now the question here is that can be frequently asked in exam, that what happens when a sound passes through air? What happens when a sound passes through air? सो जब भी साउंड एयर से पास होता है, सबसे पहले वो एनर्जी एयर के पार्टिकल्स को ट्रांसफर करता है. इट ट्रांसफर्स द एनर्जी, दैट इज साउंड एनर्जी, टू द पार्टिकल्स ऑफ एयर. Hence, they starts vibrating parallel to wave motion. Now the main phenomena is that whenever particles vibrate, they creates regions of high and low pressure that are called compression and rarefaction. As a result, random alternate regions, of high and low pressure that is compression and rarefaction respectively are created. Now what is compression? Compression is a region of high pressure in which particles are closer together and vibrate at lower amplitude because the spaces between them is less. Whereas rarefaction is a region of low pressure where particles are far apart and vibrate at greater amplitude. Now you may ask why we are using the terms of high and low pressure. The reason is that the particles where particles are far apart, they occupy a greater volume. Hence, pressure is inversely proportional to volume decreases. Whereas if a volume decreases in compression, pressure increases. और ये होता इसलिए कि पार्टिकल्स जब भी ऑसिलेट करते हैं तो कुछ पार्टिकल्स के रीजन को बहुत सारे पार्टिकल्स एक दूसरे के करीब आ जाते हैं, बल्कि जबकि कुछ पार्टिकल्स ऐसे भी होते हैं जो एक दूसरे से दूर चले जाते हैं. If you want to draw longitudinal wave can be drawn as shown in the diagram. First of all, create a passage of air. Now create some lines near each other and alternatively some lines in same amount far from each other, far away from each other. Now examiner can ask you to mark a compression with C. So you can mark C here or either here. Similarly, you can mark rarefaction with a capital R here or here. And the wavelength can be marked from a line of compression to the similar line of consecutive compression. Sorry, rarefaction. Let me correct myself. Sorry, between two consecutive compression or rarefaction. Now, when we will study the section 4 of physics, that is electricity and magnetism, we will study about how a loudspeaker works. But examiner can give you question about the phenomena of loudspeaker in terms of sound. सबसे पहले आप ये समझिए कि लाउड स्पीकर वर्क कैसे करता है, साउंड को प्रोड्यूस कैसे करता है एयर में. अ लाउड स्पीकर cone vibrates back and forth, which means backwards and forwards, in air. When it moves forwards, I will be just back in 2 minutes. Sorry for the disturbance. Let's continue. When it moves forwards, it pushes the particles of the air. They come closer together. And a compression is created. When they move backwards, they pull away the particles. And a rarefaction is created. This back and forth movement creates alternate regions of compression and rarefaction. longitudinal sound wave is produced in the air and sound travels through air and we are able to hear the sound from loudspeaker. Now, one of the important area of study is experiment to prove reflection of sound. देखिए लेटेस्ट सिलेबस में हमारे पास रिफ्रैक्शन ऑफ साउंड नहीं है, डिफ्रैक्शन ऑफ साउंड है, लेकिन वो उसी तरह जिस तरह हमने डिफ्रैक्शन ऑफ वाटर वेव्स पढ़ी है। तो सारा वो प्रेशर है वो आ गया रिफ्लेक्शन पे। इस वजह से हम एक्सपेरिमेंट भी कंडक्ट करेंगे। द apparatus you need, first of all let's list the apparatus you need. First of all, you need a loudspeaker to produce sound. Secondly, you need a microphone to detect the sound. You need a reflecting surface like a mirror. And you need a cathode ray oscilloscope, which is termed in short as CRO, a device that is used to create different waveforms of waves to identify their properties. And finally, you need a sound barrier. The reason you need sound barrier is that waves can travel in any other direction without reflection from the loudspeaker towards the microphone. So we cannot properly detect the reflect and prove the reflection of wave. Therefore, to prevent sound wave from reaching towards reaching the microphone from any other direction except the reflection, we need a sound barrier. Arrange the apparatus as shown in the diagram. Here is your plane of reflecting surface. Here is your sound barrier. Here is a loudspeaker. Which is emitting a sound wave at the plane. First of all, you should draw if you are not able to understand the diagram, sorry with that, I cannot do nothing right now. First of all, you should draw a normal line perpendicular to the surface. Then using a protractor, measure the angle of incidence. And for the same angle, draw an angle of reflection. If sometime examiner can ask you to draw the diagram to prove our experiment and show the reflection of the wave. Here is a microphone connected to a cathode ray oscilloscope CRO, and here is a sound barrier. Now now let's just write the point of this experiment in detail. Step 1, place a loudspeaker and a microphone in front of a reflecting surface. At same angle, with a sound barrier in between them. Step 2 is that switch on the loudspeaker and a sound pulse is incident on the plane. If a waveform appears on CRO, this proves the reflection of sound. The reason is that the microphone will detect the reflected sound waves, and as a result, a waveform will generate on CRO. Now, the static point for every experiment is that, except one in thermal physics, repeat the experiment by placing the loudspeaker and microphone at different positions to change their angles for accuracy, better accuracy. Now the final portion is of today's video is audible range of frequency for human ears. It is a fact that humans can hear the sound whose frequency is between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz or 20 kilohertz, you can also say. The highest frequency here is 20,000 hertz and the lowest frequency is 20 hertz. Below 20 hertz or above 20,000 hertz, you cannot hear any kind of sound. Now, an important examination question. Can be asked. But before that, let's recall the equation V equals to F lambda. If V is kept constant, we must know that it is proven that frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength, that is lambda. Which means that if frequencies increase, wavelength will decrease by the same rate. Examiner can give you a question given that speed of sound in air is 330 meters per second. Calculate, find or determine, all keywords can be given, the shortest wavelength, possible wavelength in this scenario. Now, if you are clear about this fundamental relation that frequency is inversely proportional to lambda, you will know that for a constant speed, if shortest wavelength is required, highest frequency should be taken. That is 20,000 hertz. Now I don't have a calculator right now, so you can calculate this fraction and get your answer. Similarly, if examiner asks us to find or determine the longest wavelength for the same speed, we would consider taking the lowest frequency, that is 20 hertz. Therefore 330 equals to 20 times lambda, and lambda equals to 330 divided by 20, and you will get your answer. That's it from my side. See you all in the next video. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.